Students, in the previous lecture we have completed the various types of business risk and what are the causes of business risk, right? Now continue with the first chapter. This is the fifth lecture of that. In today's lecture we are going to learn the rest two types of business or that economic activity, that is profession and employment, right? And in the end we are going to see the comparison between the three various economic activity, that is business, profession and employment, right? So starting with the profession, see, uh, many a times, right, we are in a contact with the doctors, right? Now doctors, they are whom? They are the particular professional person. Why they are called as a professional person? Because the specific degree that will be what, that will be achieved by them, like MBBS, MD, MS, right? They are not having that a specific work hours or a duty hours, right? They are what, they are working for their own benefit, right? Like CA, that is chartered accountants, lawyers, right, getting that LLB degree, right? Who are they? They are the professional person. Now what do you mean by profession? That is, understand, the person with the specialized skill, knowledge, training and professional educations, renders services and in return receives fees. It is called as what? It is called as a profession. Understanding that a person is having a space, that as I said now, that I have given the example of the doctors, right? The doctors, they are going to get what, that they are going to have that specialized skill, that person, that MD, MS, like orthopedic, pediatrician, everything, right? They are the different having that skills, knowledge, training, they are going to get the training, they are going to have that internship, right? CA, they are going to what, they are going to have that articleship, right? Professional education like MBBS, MD, MS for the doctors, LLB for lawyers, CA, that is CA CPT examination will be there for the what, for the chartered accountants, right? And they are going to what, they are going to render service. Render service, that means they are going to give service to whom? Service to the people, right? And in return they are going to what, they are going to charge fees. That means if you are going to a doctor, then there will be what, specific consultation fee will be there, consultation charges will be there, okay? If you are going to a lawyer, then whatever the service that the lawyer is going to give, in return what he is going to get, he is going to get the fees, right? So here what is the monetary return? The monetary return is fees, right? And as I said that it is what, that fees, they are not fixed. Okay, suppose for an example, today I got that, if I am a lawyer, I got the 2 clients per day, right? But tomorrow I will not be having those clients. Same way doctors, they are going to have that 50 patients per day for today, right? And for next day it can be 20, it can be 30, right? So return, they are uncertain. Fees, they are going to get that fees, right? That, but the return, that is not fixed, okay, right? And what is required to be a professional person? That they need to what, they need to obtain the membership of the respective professional association. Now what is professional association, right? That if doctors, lawyers or CA, they are getting that professional education, they are getting that specialized skill and knowledge, but they need to what, they are going to form the association. That means they are a specific doctors or a group of doctors, they are going to create some sort of group, some sort of that association, and each and every doctor, each and every lawyer and a CA, they need to what, they need to have that membership of the respective professional association, right? Now what this professional association they are going to do? They are going to what, they are going to form code of conduct, they are going to form the rules and regulations for the behavior of the doctor, or for the rules and regulations for the working of the doctors, lawyers and CA towards the clients. Getting my point, right? So what is required to be professional? That is to get the membership of what, to get the membership of professional association, right? That suppose I am getting the degree of MBBS, then I need to what, I need to join the professional association of doctors. Then and then only what, then and then only I can what, I can start my practice, I can start my consultation with the patient, okay, right? We have an example, right? That is chartered accountant, they need to what, they need to obtain the qualification, that is the degree of CA, and they have to become what, they have to become a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, that is ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That to obtain the degree, that is not enough, but you need to what, you need to have that membership of the professional association. For doctors it is Indian Medical Council, For lawyers it is Indian Bar Council, right? That is what, that is called as what, that is called as a professional association. Getting my point, right? So if you have that degree of MBBS, then yes, you will be having what, you will be joining that Indian Medical Council, right? We as a commerce student, we will be opt for what, we can opt for the LLB or we can opt for the CA, right? If you are going for the LLB, then you will be considered as a lawyer, right? And you need to what, you need to get that association, you need to get that membership of the Association of Indian Bar Council, okay, right? And Indian Bar Council, that is what, that will give you that certificate. Yes, you can what, you can start practicing, right? And this professional association, they are not only going to form the rules and the regulation, but they are also going to look after the activities of the all the lawyers and all the particular or the members of that association, okay, right? Like you know, that some conflicts will be there, some problems will be there, right? Each and every problem that will be solved by whom, that will be solved by those professional associations, right? So to obtain that degree, to have that skill, then join the professional association. Once you have get that membership of professional association, you can start practicing. You can what, you can start your own institute of that chartered accountant. Like suppose for example, you can start your office, right? You can what, you can start working as a CA. Getting my point, right? And this professional skill can also be used for the employment. Now what is employment? Employment, that means job, right? Okay, when you are going to have that, you know, visit to a particular hospitals, like in Navsari we have that Orange, Shraddha, Parsi, every hospital is there. So when you go to that hospital, you can find a doctor, right? That is IMO, that RMO, resident medical officer. Who are they? They are the doctors, right? But what they have done, they have accepted their profession as employment. They are not working independently. They are working under whom? They are working under the specific hospital, right? So hospital, they are the employer, and the doctor, they are working as what? They are working as an employee. So they have accepted what? They have accepted that their degree or that profession as what? As employment, right? That professional skill that has been noted has been employment. Say the example that is given, that when a doctor accepts to render services in a hospital in return of a salary, it is called as what? It is called as a employment. Okay, right? So this when this activity will be there, when that professional skill, it will be employed to the other person, to the other institute, then it will not be considered as a profession. It is considered as what? It is considered as the employment. That at the end of the month, whatever the service that they are rendering, they are giving to the hospital, in return they are going to get what? They are going to get the fixed amount of salary, say 10,000 or 20,000 per month in a private hospital. If it is in the government, it can be more than that, right? That means they are not charging any fees, no independent fees or no individual fees will be there. Whatever the thing that they are going to do, in return they are going to get the salary from the hospital, they are going to get the salary from the institute. Okay, right? Now what are the characteristics of profession? First, to obtain specialized knowledge, skill and a professional education, right? MBBS, that is a general medicine, right? MD, master of diagnosis. MS, master of surgeon, right? LLB, in LLB also there are various like some criminal cases, like family cases, right? Some will be having a notary, right? So everything, that is what, it is a different kinds of skill, different kinds of knowledge. But what is the main thing that is going to be required? That is a professional education, that is LLB. LLB, that must be obtained, and then they can what? They can go for the specialized knowledge and a specialized skill. Okay, I want to work as a notary. I want to work as a criminal lawyer. I want to work as a family lawyer, like, you know, that family problems like divorce and everything, right? It depends on the person, it depends on the individual, right? Doctors, like child specialists are there, then that orthopedic doctor is there, general medicine, the diagnosis are there, heart specialist and everything, liver specialist, kidney specialist, right? So that a specialized knowledge, a specialized skill must be there, right? And a professional education in accordance with that must be obtained. Okay, right? Then second, that is, in return, whatever the service that they are going to give, whether it is a doctor, whether it is a lawyer or a CA, they are going to what? They are going to charge the fees, right? And mind well, the fees that can vary upon what? Upon the skill, knowledge and experience, right? If you go to a doctor, which is that, you know, that he is establishing himself or herself, then his fees will be low. But once he gets experience, when he gets that mastery, fees can vary, right? That fees can vary from person to person, that is from doctor to doctor, lawyer to lawyer, and CA to CA. Okay, right? Depending on that experience, that skill that person is having, that professional person is having, right? Fees, it can be vary, right? And what is the primary objective? That is to render a service. Service to whom? Service to the people, right? Doctors, whom they are going to give service? They are going to give service to patients, right? CA and lawyers, they are going to give service to whom? They are going to give service to the clients. Getting my point, right? For CA, that various businessmen or the various those who are indulging in that particular various activities, financial activities, right? They will be what? They will be involving. They are the clients. Okay, right? Then it is an independent activity for earning. That whether it is a doctor, lawyer, or a CA, they don't need to depend on anyone, right? That suppose I got a degree of LLB, then I can start my own business. That means I can start my own that establishment, or I can start my own initiative, right? I don't need to depend on anyone. Once I have got that education, once I have got that particular training, I have a skill, right? I have that association, membership of association or a professional association. I don't need to depend on anyone. I can start my own thing. I can start my office, right? I can start my clinic as if I am a doctor. I can start my office if I am a CA, right? It is an independent thing to earn, right? Then it has no relation with the production. Understanding thing, that they are not producing anything, they are not involving in any kind of manufacturing process, but what they are doing what they are giving a service. And though they are not involving in any kind of production, but still they satisfy the personal and the business needs, right? Personal needs, that means I suppose that CA, that if I'm an individual person, I'm having that that excess amount of income, and I want to save the money, so I will go for the CA. Yes, these are my sources of income, that please show me how I can save my tax, right? It can also business needs, that see each and every business they are earning, right? And when it comes to paying a tax, obviously they are going to contact the CA. Okay, obviously how they are going to save the tax, and they can increase their investment. See, understand this thing, that when excess income will be there, you need to pay tax to the government. That is the basic rule. Okay, right? But if we have shown the investment, okay, suppose for an example, okay, that when individual earning like up to more than 5 lakh, then up to 5 lakh there is no tax, but more than 5 lakh, then I need to pay tax, that excess amount. Okay, suppose for an example, my earning is up to 6 lakh rupees, right? So I need to pay the amount of tax on excess of 1 lakh. Okay, a specific tax slab it will be there, but I am investing those money into some securities, like I'm purchasing the policy, life insurance policy. If I have purchased a house, right, then it is a one kind of investment, right? And there is no tax that is applicable on the investment. But who is going to give this idea? That is CA. Getting my point? So they are what they are doing? They are saving the personal need. They are satisfying the personal need as well as the business needs also, right? And it is essential for them. It is essential that they follow the code of conduct, that is rules and regulations that has been laid down by the respective professional association, right? I have given the example. For MBBS, it is Indian Medical Council. For LLB, it is the Indian Bar Council. For CA, that is we have seen, right, at Chartered Accountants of India, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, right? That whatever the professional association you are joining, you need to follow, you need to obey the rules and regulations that has been formed, that has been created by the various professional associations. Okay, clear, right? So that is the characteristics of profession. Then last, that is monetary return always remain uncertain in profession. Monetary returns, that means, as I said, I have given the example in the concept, right, in the meaning, that suppose I got today as a doctor, I got 50 patients, but tomorrow it can be 10, it can be 20, or it can be more than 50. That means there is no fixed amount of patients are there. Yeah, today I have got 50 patients, tomorrow also I will going to get 50 patients. No, it is not like that, right? It can vary depending upon what? Depending on the people. That is, if they need a doctor, they will go. If they need a lawyer, they will go. If they need that particular service of a CA, then they will go for CA. right? So monetary return, that is when they are going to charge the fees, it is not fixed. Okay, right? Moving ahead to the next and the last economic activity, that is employment. Simple employment, that means what? Employment, that means job, right? Okay, I take my example. I am a teacher. I am working in a Divine Public School. So Divine Public School is what? It is an employer and I am the employee. So that agreement, a contract will be there. Okay, yes, I am going to teach in 11th and 12th the subject of OCM and economics, and return I will be getting a salary. That is, hours of working, they are fixed. Contract, whatever the thing that is there, it is also fixed, right? And everything that is like working hours, that salary, that job description, everything that is fixed. Okay, that is called as what? It is called as a employment, right? See, it is the job, it is an economic activity, it is performed in return for a fixed salary where work is assigned as per the contract, right? That at the end of the month, at the end of the particular work assigned to me, right, I will be getting what? I will be getting a salary, I will be getting a wages in return of what? In return of my work, in return of my service. Getting my point, right? So that is what? That is called as what? That is called as a employment. Okay, right? Example that is given, that a teacher teaching in a school or a government employee, right? I have given my example, right? That I am a teacher, I am working in a school, I am doing a job from like 7:30 to 4:30, that is my fixed hours of working, right? And in return I am getting what? I am getting a salary. A government employee, right? That a government employee, like employed in a LIC, or that employed in any kind of a government company, right? They are going to what? They are going to have that fixed hours of working, and in return they are going to get what? In return they are going to get the salary. That is called as what? That is called as a employment, right? Understand, you need to remember this, okay, by it is an economic activity performed in return for a fixed salary, right? And work is assigned as per what? As per the contract. That means there will be a contract between the employer and the employee. Okay, yes, you need to give me this much of a work, and in return we are going to pay this much of a salary. Okay, right? A fixed value will be decided, like 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, depending upon the skill, depending upon the experience, right? If experience is more, then obviously they are going to get the more salary. If experience is less, then they are going to get the less salary. Okay, is it clear? Right? Then characteristics of employment, that is, first, fixed salary is paid at a fixed intervals in return of a physical or a mental work. See, physical and mental, they both are involved. Whatever the thing that I am doing, it is a what? It is a mental work, right? Whatever the knowledge I am having, I am imparting in you guys. That is a service. Physical work, that means a person is involved in a production process. If I am working as a that particular peon, say, right, then what I will be doing? I will be doing the physical work, right? But in return, I am going to get what? I am going to get the fixed salary at a regular interval, that is at the end of every month. By 5th, by 6th date, I will be getting what? I will be getting a salary. The 30 days of working, 4 week off, that is like Sunday, 26 days of working, I am going to get the salary of those 26 days. Okay, right? Then other benefits other than the salary, like medical allowance, pension, that will be given. Provident fund, it will be given, right? A group insurance, that will also be given to some employees, like in a government sector, right? So what is that? That is the benefits that is given other than what? Other than the salary. And this thing is important. Why? What is the reason? Okay, what is my future security? That I am working for a company, specific for a company, for say for 20 to 30 years, and in return what I am getting? PF I will be getting. That pension, that is just after the completion of the service of years, number of years, right? I will be getting what? I will be getting a pension from my employer, right? Like medical benefit, that will be given. You know, some of the companies, they are what? They are paying the fees of their employees' child or children, like of a school fees, tuition fees, that will be what? That will be paid by them. So what is that? That is a one kind of a benefit that employer is going to give to whom? Is going to give to the employee, right? Then work will be assigned, work will be done as per the contract and as per what? As per the instruction given by whom? Given by the employer. And it will be a total control of whom? Of the employer over the activity of employee. Employee need to what? Employee need or bound to follow the order that has been given by whom? Given by the employer, right? Then the qualification, that working hours, the retirement benefits after retirement, everything, that is what, that is predetermined before I join the company. Say for example, I'm going for an interview, I'm being selected, right? So everything, that what will be my salary, what will be my working hour, what will be I'm getting after my retirement, right? Or if I'm leaving the company in between, then what will be the benefit that I will be getting, right? Everything that is predetermined and in a written form. Everything, it will be in what? It will be in a written form, right? That appointment letter, what we can say, I have got what? I have got an appointment letter. Yes, your working hours will be from this to this, that is from 7:30 to 4:30. You will be getting this much of a salary. Your working hours will be this. After, if you are leaving the company between, then yes, you are going to get this much of a benefit, and if you are staying for a longer period of time, we are going to give you the benefit of pension. Everything will be decided, everything will be predetermined before the commencement of the job. Before I join the company, everything will be predetermined, pre-decided. Okay, right? And employment is a dependent activity, right? See, employer and employee, they both are dependent on each other. Only does not that employee is dependent on employer, but employer is also dependent on the skilled employee, right? If they are not going to able to find out a skilled employee, then obviously the production, it is not going to improve, the productivity is not going to improve, right? So they both are what? They both are, that employer, they are dependent on employee, and employee, they are dependent on employer, right? See, I have given the that basic understanding of who is called as an employer, the one who is providing the job. An employee, that means one who accepting the job and giving the service, and in return they are going to get the salary or a wages, right? So employment, it is a what? It is a dependent activity. Employer and employee, they both are dependent on each other, right? And whatever the contract that has been made before the commencement of the job, employer and employee, they are bound to follow whatever the rules and regulations. Yes, the salary that has been decided, so that salary must be paid by whom? Must be paid by the employer, right? And whatever the task, whatever the job description is there, that job description must be followed by whom? Must be followed by the employee, right? That they that suppose I have, okay, I have given that in that contract, yes, I will be teaching economics and a OCM subject, right? But then I'm saying, no, I'm not going to teach two subjects, I'm going to teach only one subject. So that is not the correct way, because I have accepted that those things, right? I'm going to teach two subjects, but I'm teaching only one, then it is not, I'm not following what? I'm not following that contract, and ultimately it will what? It will create a chaos, right? And no capital investment. Yes, I'm accepting the job, that means what? I don't need to invest anything. What I need to invest? I'm going for a job and I'm accepting the job, and in return I'm going to get the salary. But in a business, capital investment is required, right? In a profession, capital investment also required, right? If you want to start a clinic, then you need to what? You need to purchase a shop, you need to what? You need to have that cost of a furniture. If you are having that CA, then you need to start an office, then you need to what? You need to purchase that particular material. You need to you need to do the investment in the assets, right? So capital investment is required. But employment, no capital investment on the part of the employee. I am an employee, I am not going to do any kind of investment, I am not going to pay any single rupee to a particular employer. Okay, right? Clear? Fine. Then let's see the overall comparison between business, profession and employment, right? What is the nature of work? That will be business. In business, it will be involving a production process, like the exchange of goods and services, right? In a profession, right, that is personal and a business services, they will be satisfied. In employment, performing a work as per the rule and a contract. Qualification, no qualification is required in the business, right? For a profession, specific education, specific qualification, training, that is going to require to be a professional person, that we have already seen in the concept, right? And in employment, qualification is required for what? For what purpose? For performing the job. That whatever the performance, suppose for an example, I am teaching the economics in OC, so what is my qualification that is required? That is obviously BCom, MCom, BEd, BEd with what? BEd with the OC, BM with the ECO, or BEd with any kind of accountancy subject. Okay, right? Then reward or a return. Okay, what is the return of business? That is profit. What is the return of profession? That is fees. And what is the return of employment? That is salary or wages, right? Capital, obviously capital is required as per the nature and type of business. Capital, that whatever the money, that whatever the financial need that is invested for a starting of a business, right, that is required, right? Limited capital, that is going to be required for the profession, right? At the time of at the time of what? At the time of that establishment only. When they are going to start, we are going to commence the business. Obviously, they are going to what? They are going to have that particular some small portion of the capital that is going to require, right? Then no capital is required on the part of whom? On the part of the employee. That employee does not, they don't need to give a single rupee, a single paise for the what? For the commencement of the employment, right? They can what? They can start the work after accepting that contract, after accepting that agreement. Okay, right? Then risk, obviously uncertainty of a profit, that is the risk, right? Then for a profession, obviously risk of non-receipt of a certain fees, that they are not going to give that equal amount of patients or equal amount of clients for a CA and lawyers, right? Employment, in that less risks are involved compared to business and a profession, but fear of losing a job, that is also considered as a risk for the in the employment. If I am not performing well, then I will be what? I will be getting out of the job, right? But comparatively that risk is very less. Why? Because that fixed amount of salary that is going to be there, right? If I am not doing anything, then also I am going to get the salary. That is my point, right? Then code of conduct, obviously legal provisions in a business that need to be followed. That is what? That has been created by whom? That has been created by the business, that is, by the government, right? Then code of conduct that will be assigned by whom? By the professional association. Whatever the professional association they have formed, the rules and regulations, the code of conduct, that need to be followed by whom? That need to be followed by all the professional persons, right? For employment, the contract that has been made between employer and employee, and those thing that will be what? That will be followed by whom? By the employee as well as by the employer. Okay, your salary will be this, your working hours will be this, your criteria, business, that your job criteria will be this and this, that is teaching of economics and OCM, everything will be pre-decided, and those rules will be followed by whom? Those rules will be followed by both, that is employer and employee, right? Then transfer of ownership. Transfer of ownership is possible in business. Okay, I'm starting up a business, right? And I want to transfer my business to the other person, then it is possible. Yes, I can what? I can hand over my business to any other person, right? For a profession, it is not possible, right? Okay, I am a doctor and I'm transferring to my friend. Okay, see, take over the business, take over my profession. You are the having a specific degree, then yes, you can take over. No, it is not that. That skill, that specific knowledge, education, it cannot be transferred. One can obtain by what? One can obtain by the hard work only, right? So transfer of ownership, it is not possible in profession. And employment, no title of ownership. What employee is doing? Employee is doing is nothing, right? That if I am having a specific degree and I am going to accept the job, that's it, nothing more than that, right? Is it clear, right? So we have completed the various types of economic activity, business, profession and employment, right? In the next lecture, we are going to have that classification of activities like commerce and a trade, and what is the difference between trade and a commerce, and what are the various types of industries, right? Okay, if you have any doubt, let me know. You have to write this note in your notebook. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.